I'm looking clean right now. Come on, businessman, you know? Have you ever been stuck in that endless cycle? You start a project, you burn out, and then you end up dropping the project. Then you try getting back into it, and you can't seem to find your flow, you can't seem to find your footing. So, what do? You just start a new project, and then you're right back on that cycle. And it's a huge problem for developers, but it's a catastrophe for an entrepreneur. My name is Subki, and I build and document everything I do in public and show you guys every detail. This is episode 3 out of 3. In the previous episodes, I showed you guys how to start a corporation. I showed you guys how to set up your corporate infrastructure. And in this episode, I'm going to show you guys how to ship product, right? So how to code, ship, and refactor your product. I'm going to show you guys a repeatable industry standard framework. So everything you're going to learn in this video is an ongoing process. It's something that goes on for the rest of your life as an entrepreneur, as a developer. So everything after this video is going to be me actually building products and actually trying to get to $1,000 MRR. Now, as I was saying, you burn out, that means you have no product. You have no product, that means you have no revenue. And you have no revenue, well, that's catastrophe, bro, right? You have to build with the purposeful mindset of shipping like a corporation. You ship like an entrepreneur. You're not building for the passion of it. You're not building something that you want to be proud of as an engineer. You want to build something that you want to just release to the public as an entrepreneur, right? That's really where you got to differentiate these two mindsets. There is 3 prerequisites, or like basically advices, tips that I can give you guys before I get to the actual framework. Number 1, you need to take yourself seriously, right? Like I already said multiple times in the previous episodes, you are the majority shareholder in a corporation, right? You work for the sake of the corporation, and you really, really need to take that in your mind, right? You need to have set work hours. Either you're working like preferably 8 hours. You should really be aiming to do 8 hours, right? If you have other commitments, another job, etc., try to do 6. Bare minimum 4 hours. Come on, guys. Like, you really want to put in pain there. You really actually want to put in work, right? So you can see the fruits of your labor. Number 2, you want to leverage your existing infrastructure. So I already showed you guys in episode 2 how to set up your corporate infrastructure, right? But you should have some sort of like reverse proxy with deployment pipelines that are available. You should have a repeatable way to host stuff online. If you don't, then either you build it if you know how, or you use something like Vercel or like Expo, right, for continuous integration, right, and for hosting. Third is you need to have an idea that can be said within one sentence, right? I am building X for Y so they can do Z. Anything bigger than that, anything that doesn't fit in that one sentence, you're building too far ahead, especially if you're not bringing in revenue. So as soon as you start bringing in revenue, getting more customers, you can start to scale out, but don't be thinking about these crazy ideas, these crazy platforms you're gonna do when you don't even have revenue, right? So with that being said, let's get started with the framework. So the framework is the one that every single big company that you know, every single big tech company, every single tech company in general uses. It is Scrum-Lite. We're gonna tweak Scrum-Lite to work as a solo founder, as a solo developer, right? Because you have to handle multiple roles at once, as I already said. So I'm gonna go over it, then I'm gonna explain everything in more detail. You're gonna have 1 week of sprints, only 1 to 3 deliverables per sprint, nothing more than that. You're gonna have a strict work in progress limit. So you cannot be working on more than one big thing at once. At the end of each week, at the end of the sprint, you need to have a demo that you can ship, and you should ship it at the end of that week. Now we're going to go into more details. This is the terms that you need to know, right? You're a CEO now. You should be knowing these terms like the back of your hand. We're going to start with sprints. What is a sprint? A sprint is a fixed time box where you assign yourself certain tasks to finish, a certain amount of tasks to finish, right? A deliverable is result that is delivered, or basically in our case, code that is delivered during a sprint. Okay, so a deliverable is not like, oh, I worked on the login page or I finished the login page. That isn't really a deliverable. A deliverable is something that you can actually specify. So like, user can sign up, verify their email, and land in the dashboard. that is a deliverable, right? If you can demo it, even if it's within 20 seconds, that is a deliverable. Last but not least, a very important term you need to know is technical debt. Okay, so technical debt is when you trade off code quality for speed of delivery, right? And this every big company knows these terms and use these terms. So I'll give an example for technical debt. You integrated a login system poorly, which means that now you have an unoptimized, for example, session management for your users, right? This is technical debt because it gets the login, like it's barely holding on and it works now, so you can ship it. But then later down the line, you want to integrate Google login. Well, now you're gonna have a harder time doing that later. So that is the debt. The debt eventually has to be fixed. But what we do as entrepreneurs and as corporates, right? We put it to the side so we can actually deliver product, right? That is our goal. So how you're gonna go about this? In the beginning of each week, you should have a whiteboard, like a whiteboard. I really recommend you have a physical whiteboard that you have like in front of you on your desk, right? Where you will write. Right. And if you don't have a whiteboard, then you can use Notion. But like I said, a whiteboard where you're gonna write your goals for the week, for the sprint, right? And you should have deadlines for your deliverables within that week. Okay. So every single day, or up to 2 days, right? But preferably every single day, you should be shipping a deliverable. And especially now with AI, right? And I've already talked about this a lot in my episode 2. With AI, you can ship a deliverable each day. And then you must always log your debt. So if, like I said, if your session management is poor, okay, but you know that you have to move on, you're gonna log down that I need to fix the session management later, right? And you move on from it so you can know later on what you need to fix. And you should aim for about 80% of your code being debt free. Okay, so like about 20% of your code can have technical debt. I actually see you can go a little bit more, right? If you have like 5% code debt, or like technical debt or whatever, like this means that you probably could work faster. Okay, so this is actually something I really want you guys to be clear on. Do not need to focus on writing perfect code. You just need to focus on writing code that works, that ships. Doesn't need to look the best, doesn't need to do any of that, just needs to work. This, guys, is how I run my own company. I run my company like this because I take myself serious. I'm telling you guys, I literally see myself as the majority shareholder in a corporation, right? This is how every single one of us entrepreneurs should be taking themselves, even if you're a one-man team. I take myself serious and I want to be taken seriously. And that is why you work this way, because you want to be taken seriously by others, right? By other corporations, by other people. If you want industry level results, you need to use industry level frameworks. You need to use industry level methodologies. And of course, also industry level infrastructure, which I have covered in the previous episode 2, if you want to go check that out. And that is it for the video. I want to know what you guys want for the next video in the comments. So now I've given you guys kind of the main frameworks, and now you guys are caught up with me, as I already said. So now we're just going to be building product. So tell me what you guys want in the next video. I was thinking either between we build something new from completely scratch and we try to get it shipped as quick as possible so I can show you guys the process, or maybe I can showcase my current product and how I'm working on it and how I'm improving it and upkeeping it, right? You guys let me know in the comments or in Discord, and I'll be glad and happy to do that. And again, guys, join the Discord link in the description to meet like-minded entrepreneurs. So we're growing really rapidly now. You can literally meet your co-founder. If you're a developer, you can ask other experienced devs for their experience. You can literally meet like designers, graphic designers. You can meet all types of people there and all different minds from different parts of the world, and you can learn a lot. And this is completely free. I'll never advertise this. I'll never like block it off, like paywall it or anything. I literally want us all to be able to teach each other and all benefit greatly. So thank you guys and enjoy your day. Enjoy.